Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Goddess Yoga Podcast, a sacred space where we explore the art of embodiment, divine feminine wisdom, and living life as the goddess you truly are. I'm your host, and today's episode is one that I am so excited about because we are diving into something that completely transforms the way you experience your life. Today, we're talking about the guide and art of romantasy. Romanticizing your life like a goddess. Now, when people hear the phrase romanticizing your life, sometimes they think it just means lighting candles or taking pretty photos for social media. But the truth is, romanticizing your life is actually a spiritual practice. It's the art of treating your life as sacred. It is choosing to experience the world with beauty, intention, presence, and devotion. When you embody romantasy energy, life stops feeling mundane and begins to feel magical, sensual, and meaningful. For example, your morning coffee becomes a ritual. Your skincare becomes an act of devotion. Your hobbies become portals into creativity and joy. And most important, you begin to experience yourself as the main character of your life. Now, I have a whole main character podcast episode available for you. I will link that down below in the description. That podcast I highly suggest if you want to get some inspiration on how to be the main character of your life. And from a goddess perspective, this makes so much sense because the divine feminine has always understood something powerful. Beauty, pleasure, ritual, and presence are not distractions from spirituality because they are spirituality. So today I'm going to share the philosophy of romantasy living, goddess rituals that transform daily life, hobbies that reconnect you to feminine magic, beauty rituals and embodiment practices, and habits that help you live every day like a goddess. Think of this as your full guide to romantasy, okay? So let's take a deep breath. Maybe light a candle, grab your tea. If you want to put it in some nice fancy china, be my guest. It adds a little romantasy before we even get into the podcast. And let's step into the art of romantasy living. Let's begin with the foundation. Romantasy living is intentional enchantment. It is the decision to stop living life on autopilot and instead infuse your days with meaning and beauty. Modern life often trains us to move quickly. We wake up, we go to work, we scroll on our phone, and then we go to sleep. But the feminine soul thrives in slowness, in sensory experience, and in sacredness. Romantasy is about returning to that energy. It's asking yourself, how would I live my life if I were a novel? How would I move if every moment mattered? How would I treat myself if I truly saw myself as sacred? When you begin to live this way, something shifts internally. You stop waiting for big events to feel joy, and instead you begin creating magic in the ordinary. You turn a slow morning into something beautiful where you go outside, you get some sun on your skin, you have a nice walk, you listen to some music, maybe you write in your journal while you're sipping your morning tea or coffee, and then you cook your breakfast with intention. These moments may seem small, but they retrain your nervous system to experience life as pleasure rather than pressure. And from a goddess perspective, this is incredibly powerful because divine feminine energy expands through pleasure, beauty, and presence. When a woman begins to romanticize her life, something very powerful happens. Her nervous system softens, her creativity awakens, and her self-worth expands. She begins to radiate a kind of quiet magnetism. This is what I like to call goddess energy. Now we'll go into goddess rituals that transform daily life. One of the most powerful ways to romanticize your life is through ritual. Ritual is the practice of bringing intention and reverence into ordinary moments. Throughout history, priestesses, mystics, and wise women understood that rituals were not just symbolic, they were energetic. Rituals create portals of consciousness. They help us step out of the chaos of everyday life and into sacred awareness. And the beautiful thing is that rituals do not need to be complicated. They simply need presence and devotion. So I have a beautiful goddess morning portal ritual for you, okay? So the first moments of your morning are incredibly powerful. Your mind is still soft, your nervous system is still receptive. It really sets the tone for the day. And instead of immediately opening your phone and letting the world rush in, create a morning portal. That means opening your curtains and let the sunlight touch your skin, stretch your body slowly, maybe light a candle, take a few deep breaths. Drink some tea or warm water slowly. You might speak affirmations to yourself like, I welcome beauty into my day. I move through life with grace. I embody the goddess within me. These small acts begin to train your nervous system to associate mornings with peace and reverence rather than stress. And I bet you if you were to take at least one day out of your week to implement this little morning portal, you will notice how well your day will flow that day versus any other day where you just wake up, rush into the world, going on your phone, getting all the chaos right after you wake up from a peaceful slumber, hopefully, right? And you're going to be so amazed at how just adding those little intentional moments within your morning that are for you, that are for your nervous system, that are for your peace of mind, it's going to make such a big impact in your life, and it's going to show you that those minutes may look very small and meaningless because you can fill those minutes very easily with just going on your phone or very easily with going with the flow of the way of the world. But there's so much power in consistency and in holding yourself to that standard of giving to yourself, making sure your nervous system is set before the day starts. It's very important. And you'll notice that you'll have a lot more happiness and peace in your life because you are giving to yourself. So let's go over some sensory rituals throughout the day. Romantasy living is deeply connected to the senses. So that's sight, smell, touch, sound. When you begin engaging your senses intentionally, everyday life begins to feel richer. Play music while you cook, wear perfume that makes you feel powerful, keep fresh flowers in your home, take slow walks outside and notice the trees, the wind, the sunlight, the animals around you. The divine feminine experiences life through sensation. When you engage the senses, you come back into the body, and when you return to the body, you return to presence. So, this is what I did today, but I welcome and invite you to do the same. I went to this nice, quaint little park in my neighborhood, and I walked around the little neighborhood and the little park over there, and it was so magnetic. I was listening to Lana Del Rey, just feeling all the coquette vibes and just taking in all of the senses. The sun, it was super warm outside, so I was definitely feeling the sun. It was very bright, so I was feeling the sun on my skin. I was also just taking in all of the scenery and the birds that were flying around. It was just so magical and so cute, and the butterflies that were flying. I saw a dragonfly, and I just allowed myself to really take it all in and enjoy the experience and just thank Mother Earth and thank the universe for such a beautiful walk that I had today. And it was just so amazing, and it made me feel so in love with my life and just so grateful. And I just remember thinking in my head, like, thank you so much for this experience and for my life. And it's just such a blessing. And I think if, you were to take a cute little walk somewhere and really soak it all in, you would feel very romanticy. And it would be a nice little activity for you to get into the romanticy energy of your day and of your area and for your life. Here is an evening devotion ritual. The evening is a beautiful time to return to yourself. Instead of ending the day in either exhaustion or scrolling endlessly, let's create a ritual that feels like closing the sacred container of the day. Dim the lights, take a warm shower or bath, massage oil or lotion into your skin, and write down a few things that you're grateful for. Ask yourself, what beauty did I experience today? What did I learn about myself? These moments help your nervous system release the day and enter rest with peace and self-connection. I also like to do this little thing where I write 3 little glimmers of the day. So at the end of each day, you write the 3 things that were super beautiful or positive or happy or just made you feel alive in the moment. And you just write those down, keep it in a cute journal. I think that's a wonderful little thing to add. And then another thing that is a good idea, I guess, something to add into the romantasy is you could set a timer on your phone or whatever you set time to, and you can scroll on Pinterest, look at your vision board, look at the things that inspire you before you go to bed. Anyhow, I think that these are beautiful ways that you could end your day with intentional romantasy. Now we'll be going into creative hobbies and feminine magic. Another powerful part of romantasy living is creative expression. Creativity is one of the purest forms of feminine energy. It is the energy of creation itself. But modern life often disconnects us from creativity. We become consumers instead of creators. Romantasy living invites you back into the role of artist of your life. Some beautiful hobbies that cultivate this energy include reading romantic or fantasy novels, journaling your dreams and thoughts, practicing yoga or intuitive movement, painting, sketching, or creating art, learning herbalism or plant magic, gardening or caring for flowers, cooking beautiful meals slowly, dancing in your room to music you love. These hobbies are not about being perfect. They are about playing again. The feminine spirit thrives in play. When you allow yourself to explore creativity without pressure, you reconnect to your inner muse. And the inner muse is where inspiration, joy, and magic live. Set a goal for yourself to work on one of these hobbies or something that really interests you that gets into the romantasy vibes once a month, if that seems more fitting to you, or however that fits into your schedule. I know that sometimes life can get very hectic and crazy, and we can tend to put all of our focus and intention on the things that are very important, which makes a lot of sense. But I think it's also extremely important to make sure that our souls and our spirit are happy and are feeling the best that they possibly can. And I think that taking the time to enjoy your life is also as important. So get into those hobbies. If there's things that you've been putting off, this is your invitation to start. Whether you do it alone or you grab some friends to do it with you, create opportunities to have beauty and romance in your life. And it doesn't have to be romance with a partner, but it can be romance just for life itself and you're living it. Now we'll go into beauty as goddess magic. In many spiritual traditions, beauty has been very misunderstood. But in ancient goddess traditions, beauty was never considered superficial. Beauty was considered a form of divine expression. When you adorn yourself with intention, you are honoring the sacred vessel that carries your soul, your body. Romantasy beauty rituals are about devotion rather than perfection. This looks like doing your makeup slowly while listening to music, maybe even having some affirmations that you're telling yourself while you're doing your beauty ritual, brushing your hair like you are crowning yourself. You can also do the same thing with the beauty ritual by having affirmations as you comb your hair, applying body oil with gratitude for your body, choosing clothing that reflects your energy and mood. Beauty becomes a form of self-honoring. And something fascinating happens when women approach beauty this way. Their confidence changes, their energy shifts, they begin to radiate a quiet magnetism, like we were talking about earlier, because they are no longer seeking validation. They are expressing self-devotion. This is also rewiring your brain to love yourself more, to have more confidence. You'll start to treat yourself as an adorned goddess, and then therefore your mind will start to pick that same thing up that you're feeding yourself that, right? And then you're going to start showing up in that frequency. And I feel like when we are in that frequency, we attract the things that are manifesting. We attract what's meant for us and our highest good. We attract abundance. Make it a habit that whenever you are caring for yourself in any self-care way, that you're also intentionally being present with yourself and putting that love, extra love, I shouldn't even say love, the extra love, the extra care into your routine and into yourself. It's so important to give yourself that love and attention and intention. And I think it's very magnetic and goddess coded to live your life, and it adds some fun into your more mundane priorities and things to do. So with that, let's go a little bit deeper. So we're going to go over some daily habits of a romantasy life. Like we were also discussing earlier, romantasy living is not about occasional magical moments. It's about creating a lifestyle that honors beauty, presence, and joy. Some simple habits that cultivate this lifestyle include taking daily walks outside, reading books instead of scrolling endlessly, keeping your home environment beautiful and peaceful, maybe adding fun, beauty, seasonal things into your home, listening to music during everyday tasks, and setting the vibe, setting the tone for each task. I like to have certain music on for certain things, so having a sound or a playlist that comes up for whatever you're doing specifically for the day. Writing in a journal regularly, even if you want to junk journal, that's another little romantasy thing, because you are taking the things that are thrown away or junk and you're repurposing them into something artistic and beautiful and creative and in your own magical way. Practicing gratitude, maybe even doing some gratitude journaling where you write about the things that you're grateful for, writing your manifestations, writing what you're going to be releasing, and then writing your affirmations for the day. Spending time outside in nature and in the sun, at the beach, wherever your most favorite place to unwind that is in nature. Over time, these habits shift your internal world. Life begins to feel less rushed, less heavy, and more spacious and more meaningful. Because when you slow down enough to notice life, you realize that magic has been around you all along. You also realize the magic within you, because if you're full of magic and your life is full of magic, it's in, it's out, it's everywhere. And you can make anything happen, and your dreams are at your fingertips, honestly. So let's now move into why romanticizing your life rewires your nervous system. We talked a lot about romantasy, the fun parts of it, and how it will positively benefit you in your life. But let's talk about the nervous system specifically. So before we move deeper into any more rituals and practices, I want to talk about something really fascinating about this piece. There is actually a psychological and nervous system reason why romanticizing your life feels so powerful. Many of us today are living in a constant state of low-level stress. Our nervous systems are flooded with stimulation. Notifications, social media, endless information at our fingertips. and our brains are constantly scanning for the next task or the next problem to solve. This keeps the body in what is called a sympathetic nervous system state, also known as fight or flight. And when we stay in this too long, life begins to feel rushed, overwhelming, and disconnected. But when you romanticize your life, something subtle but powerful begins to happen. You start engaging your senses, you slow down your movements, you notice beauty, you savor small moments, and all of these things signal to your body that you are safe. They activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the state where the body can relax, digest, heal, and feel pleasure. This is also the state where creativity, intuition, and emotional openness naturally flourish. In other words, romanticizing your life is not just aesthetic, it is nervous system medicine. When you light a candle before journaling, when you walk slowly through nature, when you take your time to savor your morning tea, you are telling your body, I am not in danger, I'm allowed to experience life. And when the nervous system relaxes, something beautiful happens. Your energy softens, your intuition becomes clearer, your creativity begins to flow again. This is why romantasy living can feel so healing, because it gently returns you to the natural rhythm your body was designed to live in. Slow, sensory, present, sacred. And this is deeply aligned with the wisdom of the divine feminine. The feminine does not thrive in constant urgency. She thrives in presence, beauty, and connection. We are now going over 10 romantasy goddess practices to start this week. Before we close today's episode, I want to leave you with some simple but powerful romantasy practices you can begin incorporating into your life right away. These practices are not about perfection. They are about inviting beauty and presence into your everyday life. Even choosing one or two of these can begin shifting your energy in powerful ways. Number 1, create a slow morning ritual. Instead of rushing into the day, give yourself even 5 minutes of intentional presence. Open your window, stretch your body, drink your tea or coffee slowly. Let your morning feel like a soft beginning rather than a race. Number 2, romanticize your environment. Your surroundings deeply affect your energy. Add small touches of beauty into your space, whether that be fresh flowers, candles, soft lighting, or music. When your environment feels beautiful, your nervous system naturally relaxes. Number 3, take daily main character walks. This one's my personal favorite. Go for a walk without rushing. Leave your phone in your pocket or listen to music that feels cinematic. Notice the sky, notice the trees, notice the animals around you, notice the air on your skin, and let yourself feel like the main character of your life story. Number 4, dress like the version of you that feels radiant. Choose clothing that reflects how you want to feel. Maybe it's flowing fabrics, maybe it's soft or neutral tones, maybe it's something elegant or feminine. Your clothing can become a form of self-expression and embodiment. Number 5, turn everyday tasks into rituals. Cooking dinner, making tea, taking a shower. These moments can become sacred if you bring presence into them. Light a candle, play music, move slowly. Let these tasks become mini rituals of devotion. If you want to make every single thing that you do a magical experience, have the intention while you're putting all of these things together in your day as a magical experience. Look at the magical world around you that you will be creating once you start to intentionally put more magic into your life. Number 6, reconnect with creativity. Spend time doing something creative without pressure. Write, paint, dance, journal. Creativity reconnects you to your inner muse and feminine flow. Number 7, curate your sensory world. The feminine experiences life through senses. Wear a perfume you love, listen to music that moves you, use beautiful skincare products. Surround yourself with textures, scents, and sounds that feel nourishing. Number 8, practice daily gratitude for beauty. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what beauty did I notice today? It might be sunlight, it might be a conversation, it might be a quiet moment, it might be something you experienced that day. This practice trains your mind to see the magic that already exists around you. Number 9, spend time in nature. Nature naturally brings us back into feminine rhythm. Walk near trees, sit in the sun, listen to the birds. Nature reminds us that life moves in cycles and seasons. And number 10, treat yourself with devotion. Speak kindly to yourself. Take care of your body. Honor your emotions. The most powerful romantasy practice is remembering that you are worthy of care and reverence. Before we close up our podcast for the day, I'm going to take you through a guided visualization entering your romantasy life. If you are somewhere safe to do so, you can gently close your eyes. If not, just maybe pay attention to what you're doing. You're probably driving or doing something out there that you need to be having your eyes open for. So, go to your special place. Think about this as we go along with the visualization. Now, let's take a slow breath in through your nose. And exhale slowly through your mouth. Allow your shoulders to soften. Let your jaw relax. And imagine yourself waking up in a version of your life that feels deeply romanticized and intentional. Notice the space around you. The light coming through the window. The feeling of your bed, your blankets, the air in the room. In this version of your life, you are not rushing. You are moving slowly and intentionally. You get out of bed and open the window. Fresh air touches your skin. Sunlight fills the room. You stretch your body gently. Maybe you light a candle. Maybe soft music is playing. You make a warm cup of tea or coffee and hold it in your hands. You are not distracted. You are present. You are aware of the quiet beauty of this moment. Notice how your body feels in this version of your life. Calm, soft, grounded. There is a sense that life is not something you are chasing. It is something you are experiencing. Now take another slow breath. And imagine carrying this energy with you throughout your day. Moving slowly, noticing beauty, treating yourself with devotion, living like your life is sacred, because it is. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. And remember that this energy is not far away from you. It is something you can begin creating right now through small intentional choices. And our final segment today is going to be our Romantasy Goddess affirmations. You can repeat these in your mind or even say them out loud. So take a slow breath in and allow these words to settle into your energy. I move through life with grace and presence. My life is worthy of beauty, joy, and sacred moments. I allow myself to slow down and experience the richness of life. Every day holds small moments of magic. I am the main character of my life story. My energy is soft, radiant, and magnetic. I treat myself with devotion and love. Beauty surrounds me and flows through me. I deserve a life that feels nourishing to my soul. I honor the goddess that lives within me. Take one more deep breath. And remember, romanticizing your life is not about escaping reality. It is about awakening to the beauty that already exists within it. Your life is not something you have to rush through. It is something you get to experience, savor, and create. Your life does not need to look extraordinary from the outside to feel magical on the inside. Magic is created through presence, intention, and devotion to beauty. You deserve a life that feels nourishing to your soul. You deserve moments of softness, moments of creativity, moments where you feel deeply connected to yourself. So this week, I invite you to choose one romantasy ritual, or 10, you choose. Maybe it's a slow morning with tea, maybe it's lighting candles in the evening, maybe it's dancing to music while you get ready. Start small, but start intentionally, because the more you romanticize your life, the more your life begins to feel like a sacred story unfolding. If you resonate with the energy of this podcast and the conversations we have about goddess embodiment, feminine energy, ritual, and living a life that feels sacred and intentional, I created something called the Goddess Circle. The Goddess Circle is my private email community. It's where I share deeper teachings, reflections, rituals, and inspiration that support you in embodying your highest self and living your life with more beauty, presence, and magic. Think of it as a little love letter in your inbox, a space where we explore things like feminine embodiment, spiritual growth, self-devotion, and what it truly means to live like the goddess you are. If that speaks to you, I would love for you to join us. You can sign up through the link in the show notes and become part of the Goddess Circle. And I'm so excited to continue this journey with you there. Thank you for spending this time with me today. And until next time, stay radiant, stay embodied, and keep living your life like the divine goddess you are.